You won't believe what the Liberals are trying to do today in the House of Commons. I'm sure you've seen it in the news. It's been all over both the Canadian news as well as the international news about the unfortunate recognition of Yaroslav Hunka in the House of Commons, of course, who was from the Ukrainian division of the Nazi war fighting. And so, of course, his recognition happened in the House of Commons on Friday, a complete embarrassment for Canada, not only domestically, but across the world. Well, today the Liberals are trying to shirk their responsibility of having this individual in the House of Commons and recognized. First of all, they're trying to state that this is a collective moment to learn. No, this is their moment to learn. This is their moment to recognize what they have done. And they have to do this because they had complete responsibility for the guest list. They can see who is coming into the House of Commons. They can see who is on these lists and who is going to come into these House of Commons, particularly when we have heads of state visiting, and particularly those who will be recognized. Speaker Rota is trying to be gracious. What he did was a terrible thing in recognizing this individual, but he should not allow the Liberal government to take responsibility for this. The Liberal government, the PMO specifically, has complete oversight of who gets on these lists, who comes into the House of Commons, certainly the RCMP and certainly the Parliamentary Protective Services, what we call the PPS here. They would have seen who is coming into the House. And for them to pass a responsibility on this is just absolutely disgraceful. But guess what? As a former diplomat, this is really dear to me. They did this before with Jasper Atwal. We saw this at the event, of course, where a terrorist was invited to a Canadian event. And once again, at that time, the Trudeau government said, we don't know, we have no idea. Well, they need to take responsibility for this. They have to own up to this. This is their error, and they have to wear it. How dare they call upon everyone who was in the House at that time, who was just clapping blindly. This is sometimes what you do as a representative for people you believe have been vetted by the government. And how dare they try and pass the buck, try and say that they had no responsibility in determining who was let into this sacred House of Commons and who was recognized at this event. So you won't believe this, but we've seen this before with the Liberals. We'll continue to see this again. Justin Trudeau and his team, his shameless House leader, Karina Gold, passing the buck. I'm going to go back into the House of Commons now. I'll keep you updated as to what's happening. But thank goodness our House Leader, Andrew Scheer, was there in an attempt to get justice for this terrible atrocity that happened, as well as our whip, Carrie Lynn Finlay. And keep updated. But this falls completely on the shoulders of the Liberal government and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.